So, what is the perfect business? Now, I came across a business that was perhaps not perfect by all measurements, but it looked like a really good business to be in. And you see here, I've got my after lunch iced tea here. I like to put it in a quart jar. It's nice. Well, I think I may have started doing my tea like that after I saw what a company was doing in Waco. So, this was at the silos, and so it's an outdoor. There's a lot of outdoor stuff. There's a lot of people milling around outdoors. It's warm, so a cold beverage, of course, is a great thing to be selling in an outdoor venue like that. People kind of milling, they're shopping. They're ready to buy stuff, right? But what was so brilliant about this? There's several things brilliant about this business. First of all, I would assume that selling iced tea is a very high margin business, and it almost certainly was in their case. But they didn't sell it just in these styrofoam insulated cups to where you're like styrofoam, like a gas station styrofoam, where you couldn't see what was in it. They actually sold it in a branded glass jar, and it was like, I don't know, Louisiana sweet tea or something like that. And so it had the brand on the jar, but most importantly, it was a glass jar, so you could see other people's tea as you walked around. And so seeing that tea, it made you want to have some of that nice cold tea for yourself. So it was very visually, very obvious that people were drinking tea. And so you went over. They moved the line through fairly fast, I would say. But there was a line still. You still had to be in line a bit. And I don't remember what the pricing was. I want to say like a jar, like a full quart was maybe like. Oh, here's another thing that was kind of brilliant too was, anyway. But I think the quart was like maybe. I don't remember now. I want to say it was over. It was probably like $8. I mean, it was on the side of like. It was on the side of like how much a burger should cost. I would say was kind of what they were charging for their tea. Now, you got a cool glass jar, right? So you got a little something you could take home with you if you're into that sort of thing. And then, like, for a refill, it was like maybe half off or maybe even less than that. So it was fairly affordable to get a refill if you want a refill. So it was kind of brilliant because they made everybody pay pretty much a nice fat fee. So on their first order, they made their margin, right? But it still gave customers the option to be like, yeah, but if I want more, I can come back and be cheaper. So it kind of, as a customer, it almost felt good. They're like, hey, I can come back and it's going to be cheaper to get a refill here. And the other thing about a refill is if people actually were doing that, which I don't know how many were, but if they were, hey, that helps the line to stay there, right? And a little bit of line is good publicity anywhere there's food trucks, right? Because where there's a line, that means probably people want it, And so, looking at the potential margins in that business, and also how many people that they must have been serving through there, I was like, hot dog, that has to be a sweet business. I don't remember now what I calculated. I think I calculated maybe they would do like, I don't remember, was it 400K in a month or what it was, depending on how many people they served. I'm sure it's very weather dependent and all that jazz, right? If the people are there and the weather's hot, probably it's a great business. But I was like, wow, that is I mean, what an awesome business to sell something that costs you so little to make at a fat and so easy to make, I would presume, and to sell it at a fat margin like that. I mean, it was amazing. I was like, wow, that is a sweet business. Now, would I personally like to go work in a food truck? Probably not, right? It's probably not that fun to be there in retail day in and day out doing something like that. But who knows? If I was getting paid enough, I might just be into it. So anyway, that was in terms of like businesses and product ideas, that one I thought was genius and brilliant, both in the way they marketed to the existing people there through having clear glass jars, providing kind of a premium experience because you got a glass jar. It goes perfectly with sort of the silos, the Magnolia vibe, right, of like kind of the old-fashioned farm kitchen, whatever, right? But to provide kind of a quote high-end experience with the glass jar, but then to charge an amount that's a ridiculous amount of margin on there for a food product, I would guess. I don't know. I would guess it was probably somewhere in the on cost of goods. It was probably somewhere in the 90% margin, maybe 80. But very, 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 very healthy margins, and a very healthy quantity of tea being sold. So anyway, I was pretty amazed when I saw that. Goes to show that there are still some good product ideas out there. Or maybe they're all taken by now, but I don't think so. I think there's still some great product ideas out there. Right time, right place. There's still some high margin businesses to be had.